kick this off here, guys. So I hope some of you guys were able to really learn through this past week some of the things that maybe you didn't realize you could do. All right. So this isn't about restrictions and telling yourself you're never going to eat these certain foods again, or, you're going to live off fruits and vegetables every day for the rest of your life. Now, that is not the goal, guys. But part of this also, I know we're focusing on metabolism hormones as we're moving forward into the upcoming weeks here. And we started off with this cleanse. But part of this, guys, is also realizing your ability to be able to say no to things and to be able to get into your mind the things that maybe you didn't realize you didn't need before. And again, I know a lot of us struggle with this and getting the confidence to overcome some of those habits that we have created without realizing it. And that is where this is so beneficial to be able to now, realize you're capable of more than you think, guys. So again, I'm ecstatic and so proud of all of you guys and any changes you've made. And some of you have been, sending me a message or a text here and there. And I tell you what, that is probably the biggest reason I've continued to do what I've done for so many years is hearing people succeed and wins. So that's what this is all about, guys. So happy you're willing to jump on Zoom here and to go through some of these. So I would love to hear from you guys. If anybody, doesn't mind kind of kicking off, sharing any successes you had from last week, or even just part of your journey, or something that might help motivate and inspire someone else. So any volunteers?
Amanda, I'll go.
Thanks. Perfect. Thanks, Julie.
You're welcome. So this is maybe my third or fourth cleanse that I've done with you. And I would say it's getting much easier each time. And every time I do it, I feel like, thank you. I needed this. I need to get the sugar and the junk back out of my diet, the quick, easy go-tos. So it's just always good timing. And I just feel like each time I prep better, I have better recipe options. I tried that cauliflower thing. I don't like cauliflower. It did not taste one bit like cauliflower. So I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, everybody was raving about it. I'm like, I'm going to give it a try. And it was easy to make. So thank you for the recipe on that. It was much easier this time around.
Great to hear. And I agree with you 100%, Julie, that repetition, guys, the more things you keep learning and, it gets easier and easier. So thanks so much for sharing. And, and I feel like, guys, part of this is like, I've had a few people that have done this that said they can't eat any vegetables. They don't like any vegetables. And, that's just one example of how challenging this can be. But you know what? Overcoming some of those challenges. A couple of you on here that you had said at the beginning of the week, I don't think I should do it this week for various circumstances. And both of you guys had sent me messages saying, how surprised you were of what you were able to do. And that's part of this, guys, is keep checking in and realizing, you're going to keep learning. That's our goal. These 30 days, guys, is to keep learning, keep growing. And I don't want you to give up. You guys that are just, joining us here. Hello, welcome. But this is all, guys, part of, what we have to keep going through. So every week we'll have a new focus, guys. But again, we are celebrating right now. So thanks for sharing, Julie. All right. Anybody else willing to share a success or something you want to share from last week? Don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy. Some of you I haven't heard from, so I'm hoping somebody will share here because a couple of you I haven't heard anything of how you did last week.
Hi, it's Caroline.
Hey, Caroline.
Hi. It was tough, but I made it through. And I was surprised at the weight loss. I was happy with it. But then it seems like I got over a lot of cravings. So by the fourth day, I was feeling really good about it.
Awesome. That's huge. That is a big part of this, guys, is yes, realizing some of those things you might not have realized you had been addicted to before. It is amazing how it just resets everything. So awesome wins. Good. Thanks for sharing. Mm-hmm. Hooray. Good. Anybody else?
I'll agree with her that I didn't have a whole lot of cravings either, which I was really surprised about.
Awesome. That is great to hear. And I will tell you guys,
I was tired the first 2 to 3 days, but then I felt like I had a lot more energy after that.
Awesome. Good. Yeah, I think everybody's a little bit different in their bad days. You know, some people it's actually day 4. It can be their worst days, but yeah, it's such a great feeling when you reach that turnaround point. So we got to keep that going though. That's our goal, right? So good. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Good. Anybody else? Hey, Tammy, welcome. Any wins, guys, accomplishments, anything to share? Yeah, struggles are great too, guys. Anything you really struggled with that maybe you overcame.
This is Stephanie. Can you hear me?
Hi, Stephanie. Yes. Yep.
Hey. Hi. Sorry. I'm sitting in the library parking lot in my car right now, just trying to connect with you guys here. So I
Awesome.
don't really have video, but I just want to say that the inflammation in my body has extremely decreased. I am a religious, go to the chiropractor once a week type of girl. And honestly, I feel fantastic this week. So thank you very, very much for your support too, with everything that I've been going on with this week as well. So I appreciate it.
Awesome. That is great to hear. Thanks for sharing, Stephanie. That's, I do think, everybody's feelings are a little different, but inflammation is a huge one, guys. And that's just part of this whole resetting the body process is getting rid of some of that inflammation. And, some of us, weight loss is the first thing we know. Somebody else, it was cravings, but that's the great thing is we're all different, but learning together. So good. Anybody else? All right, guys. Well, if you were shy and you didn't want to say in the group, feel free to post it in our Facebook group because we would love to hear from more of you guys, because I do think that is part of this process, guys, is being able to acknowledge your things that you have been able to improve on. All right. So don't focus on the negative. All right. I think that's going to be part of this whole mindset shifting and changing, is helping us to realize all of the things, guys, that we can really continue to focus on to benefit us, to help us with, changing our health journey and hopefully some of our lifestyle and our habits, right? That's a big part of this, guys. All right. So we are going to start to work on here, guys, our week 2. So I'm going to quickly cover here what we're going to be focusing on for week 2. Now, next week, I may have got a little excited and planned too much. So I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to follow along here. But we are going to be incorporating workouts next week. After the Zoom, guys, I'm going to share the recording, and then I'm also going to post for you guys a workout calendar. Now, some of you might already have your workout regimen, great. But I put together, there's a link that you'll be able to utilize for 30 days to our online workouts. And I chose and put together a workout calendar specific for this group that is targeted towards metabolism and core primarily. So I think that these are really key components to maybe getting you started, but also maybe additions to your current workout regimens. So I'm not telling you have to stop what you were doing. I still encourage for sure. You're going to see also this week coming up we're going to call it kind of our happy hormone challenge for 3 days. And one of the things that you're going to see on that checklist is what we call NEAT movement and activity. And I'm going to explain this tomorrow morning in a quick little, I'm going to hop in here live, guys, and kind of explain what that challenge is going to consist of. But we want to be incorporating movement every day. All right. It doesn't have to be a strict, regimen. We just want to get into more activity. And I'll explain, like I said, tomorrow what that NEAT means, but that is just being more active. That is something we all need to get more focused on, and making sure that we're also realizing, guys, that when we're looking at improving our metabolism, we need to get consistency. And I know a few of you, that's also been a word that has been thrown out there, is we need to work on making these habits consistent. And that's why I'm not going to throw out there to you guys that I expect you to work out for 3 hours starting tomorrow a day. Okay. We're going to be starting in very slow movements. The first week, I believe there's only 2 workouts that you're going to be doing that are 20-minute workouts. And then the next week, you're going to see 3. The next week, you're going to see 4, but they're 20-minute or 5-minute options. So very doable, and to fit into your normal schedule and life. But then again, also trying to keep the focus on what I keep saying, our core and our metabolism. So that's what these workouts will be geared towards. All right, guys. So next week, food-wise, what are some of the things that we are going to start to be doing? I want you to think about reintroducing slowly. For some of you, you may be able to identify that there are certain foods that don't agree with you. So if you start to automatically boom in week 2, throw in there gluten, dairy, everything back in your first meal, it's going to be really hard for you to then trigger what's been causing the bloating, what things maybe are you sensitive to, or maybe you don't realize are affecting your sleep or affecting your energy. So we want to make sure that we are slowly introducing. All right. So we're going to be kicking off. Some of you are going to be ecstatic if you are, previously been using Life Shakes to add in some protein again. That is where we're going to start. Hopefully our goal every day is to get in our Life Shakes and kicking off the day with some protein. Now you're also going to see, guys, in that challenge that we're going to be doing coming up this week, that we are going to be trying to get 30 grams of protein at each meal. Why am I choosing to hit protein hard? Because it has so many benefits. You guys are going to learn more throughout the next few weeks here, but also because people that I have continuously been meeting with, I would have to say, especially women, we're not getting enough protein. So we're going to be hitting this really hard. And for some of you, I know this is going to be just huge and mind-blowing for how you're going to feel by incorporating more protein. So you guys can kind of see here our clean protein that we want to be starting to add in this week. Again, some of you see the Life Shakes, hooray. Some of you, eggs is your thing. Great. You can start to add those back in, but you'll also be seeing here, guys, we want to be thinking of more clean sources of food. Okay. So this means things that don't come in a package, things without added sugars. We want to really be continuing to minimize those things that we want to, we're not saying we're never going to have them, but minimize the amounts that are sneaking in our diet on a regular basis. All right. So we're going to add in our protein. We're also going to be adding in our vitamins. So you guys that are not used to taking vitamins, I know you may say, I don't know if I can take, if you're doing the Vitalizer or you're doing Meology, we'll kind of talk about those a little bit more here too soon. But I want you to be thinking about, guys, that these are basically the fillers for what we're not getting in our diet. Okay. And we're going to be learning a lot about, I'm going to kind of cover here really quickly, walking through our product guide here, some things that we want to know with vitamins. But guys, I want you to just tell yourself that you can do this. Okay. You can. And the reason being is because I want you to know how you feel after the 30 days. Okay. This first cleanse week, a lot of us, we weren't doing these vitamins. So now we're adding them in. So you will be surprised, guys, at subtle changes you might notice. I have people that say, wow, my nails are stronger, or, little things you might not necessarily realize are happening. And that's why we did that checklist at the beginning. Some of you didn't send that to me, but I hope you have it. And if you didn't do it yet, go back and still do it and send it. Okay. Because it's for accountability and it's helping you to see changes that aren't always obvious. Some of you mentioned weight loss, that yes, that is an easy thing to see, right? That number on the scale. But some of the changes we notice, guys, like your belt going down a size, or your neck doesn't look as, thick as it did before. I hear some of those things are, some people say, wow, like my age spots suddenly look so much smaller. Like things that you don't always see on a day-to-day basis are really important, that we're just being very mindful. And that's where we started with that checklist. And that was the reason for that. So clean protein, guys, adding it in this week. If you really want to start to add in some things like dairy and gluten, I want you to do it maybe every 3 days, add in a new food. Okay. So don't add in day 1, eggs, yogurt, and cheese. I want you to think about a slow progression, still keeping our meals, a lot of fruits and vegetables. All right. That's what we want to keep instilling, guys, is more of those. Not like cleanse week though. Hooray. I know last week was tough, but hopefully we learned some things to maybe even start to enjoy some of the fruits and vegetables that maybe, we kind of have been neglecting, that we can kind of keep some of those still as a focus and target. So, all right, guys, I'm going to do our first giveaway here. So if you're muted and you want to go ahead and unmute, this is the first question I'm going to have for you guys. Let's see who could be the first person to name. See if you guys, this is a good question, but we're going to get into this next week. Something that is considered a hormone disruptor. All right, let's see. Anybody think of anything?
Sugar.
Sugar. Who was that?
Tammy.
Tammy, good job, Tammy. You got that one. Perfect, Tammy. You will be getting a water bottle and some energy chews, your favorite. So
Ooh, those are my favorite.
yes, so good one for you to win. But 100%, guys, sugar is going to be one of the things we need to look at as a common hormone disruptor. I really like this picture. This is very simple. I sometimes like simple, that we can just kind of get a visual. These are some of the main things that have been found to be hormone disruptors. Now, when we talk about environmental toxins, guys, that incorporates a lot of things though, okay? That can be your personal care products. That's why we're going to kind of also walk through the product guide in a really fast format, because we have so many people that are new to Shaklee in here. But that can also include skincare products, things that you're putting on your skin can have hormone disruptors in there. We want to be careful of things that we are putting in our bodies and that are around our bodies to help maximize the ability for our body to optimally be functioning. All right. So some of these things, take note. Some of them you can't control, right? Stress. Okay. We can control though how our body adapts to stress. And this is where learning about adaptogens can be very helpful. We'll talk about those here too. But there are so many little things, guys, that make a difference in our hormone health. And these are just some big triggers of things I wanted to make sure that we kind of highlighted here, guys. So, all right, we are going to go ahead and kind of switch gears here. And again, I know some of you, I said, are brand new to a lot of these things that we're going to be walking through here. And that's why I thought it'd be helpful to just kind of quickly do a rundown of our upcoming, some of the things we're going to be incorporating. But this is, guys, going to come in a post here yet tonight. This is the workout calendar I was mentioning. So you guys will see this and you'll be able to, join in tomorrow. We're going to kick off right away with a butts and guts 20-minute workout. It's kind of a fun one. So we'll have you guys kicking off tomorrow with that. So I wanted to actually get this shared tonight, so you can get set up to start tomorrow with our workouts here. So, all right, let me go ahead here and switch my screen share here really fast here. And some of you guys that, maybe are brand new, feel free to jump in here and ask questions. And also maybe some of you guys that are, there's a few of you guys that have probably been using Shaklee products for, I would say, 20 plus years on here with, some of the experience we have in here. So feel free to also maybe add in here a quick comment of something if I forget here. So, all right, just to maybe a thumbs up from some of you guys that I can see. Can you see a picture of a Shaklee product guide? Okay, we are on track. Perfect. Thanks, guys. And again, I am going to do a super quick overview. All right. There is about 100 pages of this. If I sat here and spent 5 minutes on every page, you guys would be here and it would be affecting your sleep because we need to get to sleep on time tonight. So we're going to do a quick overview. So some of the things, guys, that we want to kind of highlight is where Shaklee started from. Okay, this is exactly what we are trying to incorporate as we're looking at incorporating lifestyle changes, is getting back to nature, doing more focus on what we've been doing, fruits and vegetables, things that God made, things that we need to be getting into our systems more, is where Shaklee started from. Was actually Dr. Shaklee 65 years ago, changed his health, had tuberculosis, starting using nature to heal his body. And that is where he learned the importance of nature, but then actually started to develop clinical studies way back when to actually prove that the products are working. And that is where Shaklee really, I would have to say, is the only company I've ever found to have the third-party clinical studies validating the proof. And that is what we want to highlight, guys, is the stuff that we're talking about is not just to get somebody to buy something, it's to actually know that it works. And I love this picture of kind of, if it's small on your screen, there's a graph that kind of shows from 1915 to now, some of the things that Shaklee has been the leaders of incorporating wellness-wise, guys. And we talk about hormone disruptors. They created the first biodegradable, non-toxic cleaning product way back in 1960. That this stuff, guys, is all revolved around building health, from proteins to immunity options to things that have incorporated long-term clinical studies. The only supplement study that's ever been done 20 plus years actually has proof stating that if you do these things on a regular basis, you are going to improve your health long term. And I really love, guys, these arrows, if you can read these on the bottom here, that after 25 years, the amount of medication that people that did these simple things of taking a targeted supplement program like you guys are doing right now, that the medication rate was 97% lower in the control groups, which after the age of 65, they have found that long-term Shaklee users are on 0.6 medications. If you guys know anybody over the age of 65, That is not generally what you hear. It's a matter of how many medications they're on that are dealing with now these new symptoms that they're having, that it continues to be a spiraling effect. So we are trying to make a difference, guys, in incorporating overall health. So there's a lot of things that we talk about here, guys, but most of us are either doing Vitalizer or Meology. Meology, I would say, is the latest and greatest with Shaklee. This is customized supplements, guys. There are customized options for kids, there's adults, and soon in November, you're going to see a whole prenatal, postnatal Meology option, which targets towards, obviously a very important time in women's lives, but love the fact that we can get targeted options with guys, if you look at this screen here, there's no one size fits all program. There's over 110 million combinations that come from that Meology health assessment that many of you took, that's where you got your results from. So kind of cool to make sure you guys kind of understand where this is coming from. And you can also kind of pick and choose your price range, but getting the options that are specific to you. And again, that science that backs that is really important. So you guys started with, the cleanse, we led into our vitamins, our protein. We're going to kind of walk through the different protein options here really quickly. There's plant-based and there's soy. Okay. Now, the only people I say generally that don't need to have soy are people that are allergic to it. But why is that? Because Shaklee soy is different than any other soy out there. One, it's not genetically modified. And two, guys, when we're looking at building health, having natural phytoestrogens is key to helping with our hormones, to helping with as we're growing, as we're aging. And also, it's never washed in alcohol, or heat is not used when producing the soy. So it still has all of that great nutrition intact. And that's why I've always said it's probably one of the healthiest meals we can get is with these Life Shakes. And that's why we're instilling this every day as one of our meal options. So you have plant and you have soy. There's 4 different flavors. You can pick and choose to help meet your best needs. You guys are doing Vitalizer. This is also a great option. Okay. Vitalizer is similar concept. You have a strip instead of a pack. It's all targeted nutrition in different areas of your body. Same with Meology. You're still going to have the time release benefits, but the Vitalizer is less customizable. What do I mean by that? There's Vitalizer for men. There's Vitalizer for women. That means you still need iron. And then once you hit 50, you're going to go to the gold, which then no longer has iron, and it has more things like CoQ10 to help with aging and heart health and some of those things we need as we age. So, but again, guys, love the fact there are so many different options. You can choose to just do a multivitamin, okay? But I like the packs because I feel like you're getting more of what you need on a daily nutritional level. All right, so you're going to see all these other things, guys. And why is there so many options? There's over 350 products. Why? Because, guys, like I said at the beginning here, there isn't a one size fits all. Okay, there's going to be certain things you need more support through your lifetime, like maybe immunity is a big target right now. So something like Triple Boost is an amazing thing to help with a targeted option for protecting, boosting, and supporting your immune system. For some people, that's a big target right now. You also have things like Nutriferon, which is a awesome option for allergies and balancing. There's so many things that I can mention, but I'm just kind of touching on one benefit of several products here, guys. Vivix Cellular Aging. Okay. Again, very complex. You guys that are new, you're going to be totally overwhelmed of all the things I'm going to share. But even if you just pick one thing you remember, that is going to help you guys to know you hear these things down the road, that it's important to kind of identify. And guys, some of you might need to mute yourself because I'm starting to hear sound. So if you don't mind muting yourself, there's Carotamax, which that is actually in a lot of your Meology packets. That is great for eye health.
Right.
Fortunately, we spend so much more time on
Right.
screens today. All right, guys, we also mentioned protein. So
Is
I
it
have
at
to
a,
highlight this collagen here really fast. I got to
can
figure
you
out
sit
how
at the bar and watch it?
to mute you guys here really fast here because I can't figure out who the noise is coming from here. Okay, hopefully I muted you. Okay. All right, I think we got it. All right, guys, but collagen is an excellent way to also add more protein. You get 10 additional grams of protein by adding collagen. Great to add into your Life Shakes. There are energy boosters, lots of things we can find for clean options, guys. There are things that people need help with, like, for example, healthy brains, brain fog. That's something you struggle with, guys. A lot of times you need extra support. But this product here, you guys are going to see a whole adaptogen post. We're going to be talking about stress relief complex, because stress relief is one of those that we need to identify more uses for, because like I was saying earlier, how you are able to handle stress is going to affect what happens to your body, guys. We can't control stress, but we can be able to know what we can do to help be proactive with what our body does with it. So the stress relief complex, again, that is one thing I will make sure that we spend a little bit more time on. Helping with sleep, guys. There are things that we can do that don't have side effects, guys. Be careful if you're using things like melatonin every night, things that can create a dependence on and also can be affecting long-term health. We need to know that there are options, guys, and none of these are going to have side effects of what we are talking about. There are things that are geared towards, if you can't swallow pills, there are options for powders, there's gummies. That's the new kids, especially kids struggle with swallowing things, that there's things that are geared towards specifically with heart health, with cholesterol, with blood pressure, with joints. That's another big topic. And again, sometimes people don't know where to turn, and to know that there are natural solutions even for pain management. For people that are taking aspirin every day or relying on over-the-counter pain meds, they have side effects. So it's great to know, guys, that there are things that can still block and turn off those same pain receptors, but without the side effects. And again, even things like, we have, kids here that struggle with a lot of, sports related injuries and things that, having even topical options, these are amazing, that you can actually feel relief of different things that you might not have ever realized you could use for inflammation. Even something like turmeric, that's a very popular one, but oftentimes if you don't have the right formulation, guys, it's not going to help with inflammation. Okay. So that's why the clinical studies are important to validate. For example, you need black pepper with turmeric to get the maximum absorption. So that's something you're going to see in the supplements. Herblax, you guys just use that on the cleanse, and hopefully you notice some of the benefits. Some people need to take that every day. If you struggle with regular bowel movements, Herblax is something for you to remember to help you to stay more regular. Stomach soothing complex, Easy Just, again, things that are targeted towards digestive health. Probiotics, you guys know the benefits of taking these. We had it in our cleanse, that DI was in there, but again, some people need to continue on it. So it's just important to know that there are options, guys, that are targeted nutrition. Maybe glucose, if you've been struggling with hypoglycemia, maybe you, pre-diabetic. I always mention glucose regulation. It's a great thing to try before we jump on having to rely on insulin. But hopefully some of this we're going to notice, guys, with dietary changes, we're going to be hitting this too. Saw palmetto, great for men's health. Alfalfa, you guys also had that in your cleanse pack. GLA complex for women's health. That is gamma-linolenic acid. It is a great thing to help with, especially you guys struggle with your periods and ups and downs, fluctuations. That's going to be something we're going to be talking about along with menopause balance complex to help with, kind of easing some of those symptoms, guys. We have specific boosts, chewable vitamin C. We have, sustained release vitamin C. Anytime we can get more antioxidants, vitamin D, that's a huge one coming up for us that all live mostly, I think you guys are in Michigan here, that you need to be upping your vitamin D come fall and winter. And that is a good thing to make sure you guys are checking on a regular basis, is your vitamin D levels. So when you go to your next doctor's appointment, have them do blood work to check your vitamin D. Vital Mag, a lot of, again, people will swear by magnesium, great to help you with sleeping. It's a very, very inexpensive product that is a amazing thing to help with all of the nerves in your body, guys, and conduction. Magnesium plays a part of. So magnesium, again, is something I can't say enough of. Lecithin, great for fat absorption. There's specific iron supplements, vitamin E, specific sports products, guys. If you're starting your workouts and you're noticing you're extra sore, maybe you need to look at adding before bed something like Recovery, which, somebody had mentioned inflammation reduction. That is a great thing to use before bed. Tart cherry extract naturally releases inflammation. So really good thing to note. There's an entire program built around weight management, which you guys are starting with those life shakes that has the leucine in there, which is a great thing for weight management, guys. And some of you might even want to be considering doing the life shakes twice a day if weight loss is your goal. Okay. So as you're moving forward, that is also something you could note. You could do those a few times a day for a little while to help with kind of continuing to kick in that weight loss focus. Kids, we kind of mentioned there's some gummies, there's super immunity gummies, great things to have on hand, which I have to admit, even as an adult, those gummies are really good, especially the immunity ones. So not so bad, even if you just like to have things around that, you like to grab, those are awesome. But we also talked about, guys, skincare. Just note, guys, there are so many things to be cautious of. I can't even tell you. Unfortunately, in the US, we only ban about 11 chemicals when it comes to chemicals we're putting on our skin, where Shaklee won't use over 2,500 chemicals because they know of the negative benefits that it has for so many different areas in our body. So noting there's a whole skincare regimen, there's even a BB cream, which is like a healthy, it's not really a foundation, but it has some color to it, but it's also a SPF. And again, all chemical free, guys. So it's just important to know there are safe options. And that's why I love the fact that you can get it all from one place. And it makes it easier, guys, to make, options where you can go to one source and be able to find things like there's a new body care line. There's a new, this is kind of the older school shower gels, lotions. There's newer versions of these for our babies and kids. There's options. But again, you don't have to worry. Anything you see in the Shaklee product guide, guys, that you see online, anything can be eaten or drank, and you will never have any side effect because Shaklee guarantees everything it makes will never harm any cell or tissue in our body. So cleaning products, again, look at what you are breathing in every day, from your washing your clothes to your, if you have even pets, think about they're lower to the ground, your kids. So if you're cleaning with harmful chemicals, washing your floors, cleaning your windows, just note that there can be a lot of harmful side effects to those things, including asthma. That's a big one. But Basic H is kind of a staple, cleaning product that's very versatile. I'm not kidding you guys when I say all of you guys are members, because you guys all did the cleanse, that this costs $11.20. And this bottle will last you guys, I would say 6 months to a year very easily, because it's a concentrate. Same with all the skincare. It's all concentrated, guys. They don't add things to make it work. You add the water for the cleaning product to make the concentration the right formulation for you. But to have everything you need, guys, from washing your dishes, you don't have to worry about chlorine being in there, or phosphates and nitrates in your laundry detergents. And that's the perk of being a member, guys, is now you have the ability for anything you see here to be able to have the ability to use what you need to, and to figure out options that are safe for you and your family, guys. There's all of the labels are in the back of the catalog too. And again, this is all online. I'm just kind of flipping through this just to kind of give you guys a quick overview, but I am trying to get way back here to like page 99. There is a great also little resource guide for some of you guys that like visuals of, kind of like a summary of, hey, sleeping, you could go to this page and it will show you kind of a highlight of where to go to. I don't know a faster way to skip here, so sorry guys, I'm just going page by page through your labels here, but we're close. 98, there it is, found it. All right, so you can kind of see here, this is very small, but there's a page reference for example, bone and joint health, and you're trying to figure out where the heck was that joint health complex. You can turn to page 32. You could look up options for eye health. You could look up gluten-free, guys. Notice Shaklee has taken out gluten from everything, even their skincare, long time ago for a lot of these things, because they knew way back when how many people have sensitivities to gluten. So if you are one of those that really needs to watch gluten, it's kind of great to know everything is gluten-free. So you don't need to look at specific things for that. But again, this is just kind of a helpful guide here. So, all right, guys, any questions or anything maybe we didn't cover? And again, that was a really fast overview, but I just want to kind of highlight, some of the things that might be important for you guys just to be able to note are available. So anything you guys have questions on or would like to add? Are we all excited for week 2? Hopefully. All right, you guys are still awake, hopefully, and we are good to go. So I have another giveaway here, guys. This is a great little it's actually a journal. I really like, still getting back to sometimes of writing things down, but this is going to have a little motivational quote, something you can share in here every day, things you're grateful for. It's a stronger everyday fitness journal. So you guys unmute yourselves for this giveaway here. So this one is going to be, all right, you guys ready? All right, I gave you a second to unmute. All right, we're almost there. Okay, Bridget's unmuted. Cheryl, you're still muted. Okay. Carolyn, you're still muted. Okay, here we go. We got it. Okay. All right, guys. First person to share something they learned tonight. You guys didn't learn anything. I did not do a very good job on this Zoom tonight. Let's go. Tammy can't win again, so she
I
can't.
already won, so I'm not saying anything.
You already won. Yeah, something you learn, guys, could be anything, something you learn.
Our
Well,
goal,
everything's gluten-free.
I think that was Carolyn, maybe. Caroline?
Yeah, the stick, yes. The products are all gluten-free. I didn't know that.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, you won that one, but I heard somebody else share, guys. Perfect. Keep sharing. Anything else stand out to you?
it's Stephanie. I learned that we need to grab at least 30 grams of protein every day.
Perfect. Great thing. Perfect. Yes, we'll be covering that more. So awesome. Great takeaway. Anybody else? I'm hoping you guys all learned things. You're just being very quiet. So, all right, guys. So week 2, again, you're going to see a lot of things here coming. I got a post coming tonight. I'll have this recap, the Zoom, and then you'll also see that workout calendar posted for tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to do an overview of what we're going to do for our Happy Hormone Challenge next week, guys. All right, please keep asking questions. Keep reaching out, guys. Use that group. If you're not commenting, I don't think you're paying attention. So please share in there. Okay. Make sure you just like, if you could say something now and then, that's very important also for your own accountability so that we know, you're following along and you're doing the best you can to improve your health, guys, because that's what this is all about. So last thing to mention, guys, if you are local, we will be doing a smoothie workshop. This is also another great tool to kind of helping you not get bored with smoothies. I'm going to be sharing some recipes coming up for you guys in the group, but I just want to make sure I highlight these because they're very popular. We've kind of continued to do these almost monthly. So we do have one coming up next Sunday. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned they are basically freezer smoothie meals. You come and you put all your recipes in a bag and then they're available to make whenever you are ready. It's a super fun way to get new ideas and to learn and to have fast meals. So, all right, guys, I will stay on here for a few minutes. If you have any questions, you didn't want to ask them on the Zoom, feel free to hang out. Otherwise, guys, here we go. Week 2. I'm proud of you all. Keep up the great work, guys. Take care.